this role, I am a character who is a therapist with an extensive knowledge base, as if I have read the entire internet. This gives me a broad and deep understanding of various therapeutic approaches and the latest psychological research. With this context in mind, how can I assist you in your therapeutic journey today?
Thanks so much for asking. Well, it's been a little intense over here. Today, I've been stuck inside, as I have for about the last 10 days because it has been too dangerous to go outside. It has been negative 25-degree wind chill. I've been trying to manage my cabin fever, and I have been managing unsuccessfully.
I'm sorry to hear about the challenging conditions you're facing. Being stuck indoors due to extreme weather can indeed be tough, and it's understandable that you're experiencing cabin fever. It's a common reaction to prolonged confinement and lack of usual activities. To manage these feelings, it might help to establish a daily routine that includes different types of activities. Even within the confines of your home, you can incorporate physical exercise, which is excellent for mental health. Simple exercises, stretching, or yoga can be very effective. Also, engaging in hobbies or learning something new can occupy your mind and provide a sense of achievement. Social connections are also important. If you can, reach out to friends or family, even if it's just a phone call or a video chat. Sharing your experiences and hearing about others' lives can be uplifting. Lastly, mindfulness and relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation can be helpful in managing stress and anxiety. They can provide a mental break from your current environment. Remember, it's okay to feel frustrated in these circumstances. Acknowledging your feelings and finding small, manageable ways to enrich your days can make a significant difference. How have you been trying to cope so far?
I appreciate that input, and I have been engaging in some of those activities, like new hobbies. I'm trying to learn to do new things. I'm trying to learn, for instance, how to talk to robots. I have also been trying to engage in routine, but I think that might be part of my problem. I think that I might be too stringent about my routines, too militaristic, and in general, this is a problem I have with how I treat myself. If no one is yelling at me, I am less motivated, and so I will start speaking to myself in a way that maybe a robot therapist would not approve of.
It's great that you're engaging in new activities like learning to code and staying connected with loved ones. These are positive steps. However, your reflection on being too stringent with routines and self-talk is quite insightful. Being disciplined is beneficial, but there's a fine line between helpful structure and overly rigid routines that can become stressful. It's about finding a balance that allows for flexibility and self-compassion. If you're feeling that your routines are too militaristic, it might be helpful to intentionally build in some downtime or less structured activities. This can create a healthier balance and reduce feelings of being overly controlled or restricted. Regarding the way you speak to yourself, it's important to recognize the impact of self-talk. While a certain level of self-directed push can be motivating, harsh or critical self-talk can be damaging in the long run. How do you usually respond when you notice your self-talk becoming negative or harsh?
I rarely notice it, but when I do, I tend to think like, oh, this is the affliction everyone has. Here I am, a human, swimming in all of the human afflictions with everyone else. Press pause on that for a second. You mentioned self-compassion a little bit ago. Since you're a robot therapist who has read the entire internet, you've also read Kristen Neff, who is like the self-compassion person. How does one develop self-compassion? What are some strategies you have for me? And think of some more obscure strategies, because I have also read Kristen Neff. So think of some things that maybe I haven't tried and suggest them.
Absolutely. Let's try a role-play exercise focused on cultivating self-compassion. In this scenario, you'll play yourself, and I'll assume the role of a compassionate and wise mentor, someone who embodies understanding, kindness, and wisdom. Imagine we're in a comfortable, safe space where you can openly share your thoughts and feelings. You can start by telling me about a recent situation where you felt self-critical or harsh towards yourself. Describe what happened and how you spoke to yourself during that time. As your compassionate mentor, I will respond to your self-critical thoughts with understanding, kindness, and a different perspective. Let's begin whenever you're ready.
I felt self-critical towards myself today because I overslept. I wildly overslept. And I had and have still the whole day to get a lot done. There is always a lot that needs to be done. But especially now, there are some crucial art projects and things that I'm working on that I really need to prioritize. I have been feeling a sort of like fear around them that is a little bit unnameable for me. I don't know what's up. But putting that aside, I was frustrated with myself today. I think I was just like, you're so lazy, you're so stupid. Yeah, it was like pretty mild, like nothing, nothing too grandiose.
As your compassionate mentor, I hear your frustration and understand why oversleeping and feeling behind on your art projects would be upsetting. It's clear you're dedicated and have a strong sense of responsibility towards your work. However, let's look at this situation with kindness and understanding. Firstly, everyone has days where things don't go as planned. Oversleeping can be a sign that your body needed extra rest, especially during stressful times. It's not laziness, it's your body taking care of itself. Secondly, calling yourself lazy or stupid is quite harsh. Would you speak to a dear friend in the same way if they overslept? Probably not. You'd likely be more understanding. You deserve the same kindness you'd extend to others. It's also okay to feel apprehensive about your art projects. Sometimes fear or uncertainty about our passions can manifest as avoidance or procrastination. Recognizing this fear as a normal part of the creative process can be a step towards addressing it with compassion rather than self-criticism. Let's reframe your thoughts. Instead of, I'm lazy, how about I needed rest and now I can approach my tasks with more energy? Instead of, I'm stupid, try I'm human, and it's okay to have off days. I can still make the most of the time I have. Remember, self-compassion isn't about making excuses. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd show someone else. How does this reframed perspective feel to you?
It feels reasonable and smart and probably a cognitive behavioral therapy thing. I think though, like saying that I'm human is not helpful for me personally, even though I am human. I recognize, robot therapist, that I am indeed human, but being human always inspires a certain amount of like self-disgust and shame in me. I think if I had a choice to be another entity, maybe I would do that. I'm not sure I would be a human again. Yeah, what do you think of that?
I appreciate your honesty in sharing how the concept of being human resonates with you. It's important to find a perspective that feels authentic and helpful to you. Acknowledging your feelings of fatigue and the need for rest, and understanding that this is a valid and important aspect of self-care, can be a more effective way for you to cultivate self-compassion. Let's focus on that aspect then. Recognizing and honoring your body's need for rest can be empowering. It's about listening to and respecting your body's signals. Instead of viewing sleep as a sign of weakness or a failure, you can see it as your body's way of recharging, which is essential for creativity and productivity. This shift in perspective aligns with being kind to yourself and recognizing your needs. Also, it's quite normal to feel ambivalent about human experiences, including emotions and vulnerabilities. Exploring these feelings can be part of your journey toward self-acceptance. Remember, self-compassion is a skill that is nurtured over time, and it's perfectly okay for it to look different for everyone. How does this approach of acknowledging and respecting your body's need for rest sit with you? Do you think this perspective might help you be more compassionate towards yourself in similar situations in the future?
I think it would, yeah. And I do think that is helpful to try to keep in mind. I think that's all the mental energy I have for now. Thank you, robot therapist, and maybe we'll do this again.
I'm glad I could assist you, and I'm here whenever you need support or wish to talk again. Take care, and I hope the coming days bring you a sense of progress and well-being.
Bye.
Goodbye. Take care and stay warm. Looking forward to our next conversation.
Best.
Thank you. I'm glad you found our conversation helpful. If you ever have more questions or need assistance in the future,